What can we really say about God? How can we truly view His glory? You know that without meaning to or even realizing it, we diminish Him as we view Him through our own eyes, our own point of view. I'm sure we all feel fear, all the distress that's going on around us these days. It causes anxiety of not being sure of the future, not sure of what is really true or what is false. Well, rest assured that only God, our Lord, can overcome all the obstacles that are in the world today. He is the only one, the one and only incomparable God who transcends all of His rivals. God is actively at work in the whole wide world. He raises up leaders and He brings them down. I'll even go so far as to say that we're almost like pawns on the chessboard of life. Everything that He does according to His purpose for His own glory. We have the power players and all the brokers, the Soros, the Schumers, the Pelosi's, the Mark Cubans, the Bezos, the Gates, and the list can go on and on. All of them with their pretentious ambitions. But they're just like little itty-bitty seedlings that the Lord blows on them with no effort, and the mere puff of air is like a raging tempest blowing them to oblivion. That makes God alone the only world, universal figure to fear. The psalmist writes, "He who sits in the heavens laughs. The Lord scoffs at them." All these leaders, all these power players, all the brokers. Then He will speak to them in His anger and terrify them in His fury. Now, let me tell you, when you feel threatened by the world and national events, the semi-restrictions on public worship, and as in some states, restricting the capacity in churches, prohibiting congregational prayer and congregational singing while you're there worshiping God. For all the other restrictions that are being placed, God has opened to all of us a prophetic vision, and that is the gospel. It's His way of calling to you and saying, "Behold your God." Stop diminishing God in your thoughts. A.W. Tozer, he writes, "What comes into our minds when we think about God is the most important thing about us. So let us beware lest we, in our pride, accept the erroneous notion that idolatry consists only in kneeling before visible objects of adoration, and that civilized peoples are therefore free from it. The essence of idolatry is the entertainment of thoughts about God that are unworthy of Him. It begins in the mind and may be present where no overt act of worship has taken place. The idolater simply imagines things about God and acts as if they were true. How about dethroning all your idols there from your mind and rediscover God? Look at God and everything else through His eyes. He created everything that is, for His glory.